Rockstar has not dropped the real GTA 6 map yet. No official size, final district name, or straight answer on half the stuff fans keep spotting in trailers. And yet, somehow, we already know more about this map than most players will learn in their first 10 hours of the game. Here's how that works. Back in 2011, 2 years before GTA 5 even came out, a crew on GTA forums started building their own map of Los Santos. They had nothing official to go on, just trailers, screenshots, road signs, camera angles, and way too much free time. They lined up shadows to guess building height. They matched skylines across different clips. When GTA 5 finally dropped in 2013, that fan-made map was almost dead on. Around 95% accurate, built entirely from crumbs. That same grind is happening right now, except the crew is bigger and the map is bigger too. A community project called the ViMap has been tracking every GTA 6 trailer frame, every leaked screenshot, every license plate, and every road sign since early 2025. Over 100 confirmed points of interest are already logged, and it updates the second Rockstar drops anything new. This is the same energy that cracked Los Santos years early, now pointed at something even bigger. So when this video calls something a secret, what that actually means is that sometimes it's a location Rockstar straight up confirmed, but never explained. Sometimes it's a blink and you miss it detail buried in the background of a trailer, and sometimes it's just a pattern. One weird detail on its own is nothing, but when the same weird detail shows up 3 times, across 3 different leaks, in 3 different regions, that stops being random. 2 official trailers are out right now, and a third one is expected before November, likely confirming even more of Ambrosia and Mount Caliga once it drops. Every trailer gets paused, zoomed, and picked apart frame by frame the second it's uploaded. Screenshots buried on Rockstar's own website get scanned for vehicles and locations nobody meant to reveal yet. Even something small, like a game controller sitting on a coffee table in one shot, turned into a whole conversation, since it hinted at a marketing deal tied to the console the footage was filmed on. That's the level of detail we're working with. Nothing in a Rockstar trailer is an accident, which is exactly why this breakdown treats every frame like evidence instead of background noise. Here's what we know for certain. GTA 6 is set in the state of Leonida, Rockstar's version of Florida, and it's the biggest world the studio has ever built. 6 regions are officially confirmed: Vice City, Leonida Keys, Grass Rivers, Port Gellhorn, Ambrosia, and Mount Calaga. That's not 6 neighborhoods bolted together. That's 6 entire worlds, each with its own weather, its own wildlife, and its own criminal ecosystem, all stitched into one map big enough to get lost in. Community estimates put the full map at somewhere between 1.5 to 2 times the size of Los Santos and Blaine County combined, and no official square kilometer number has come from Rockstar yet. Nobody outside the studio knows the real number. What we do know is that 100 confirmed points of interest is already a low estimate, because the map keeps growing every time new footage drops. The game launches the 19th of November, 2026. That's the clock every player is racing against right now, and that clock is exactly why this breakdown exists. The players who show up on day 1 already knowing where the good stuff is buried are the ones who build an empire in week 1. Everybody else is stuck burning gas, driving in circles, catching heat from cops they never needed to deal with. This is your head start. 6 regions, step by step, plus every secret worth knowing buried inside each one. Start with Vice City, because it's the heart of the whole map. Miami energy, but turned all the way up. Neon lights bouncing off wet streets, tourists everywhere, and neighborhoods split by turf the same way real cities are split by money. Ocean Beach handles the glitz. Little Haiti is where the gang business actually happens. And buried in that same neighborhood is one of the wildest finds fans have flagged so far. A rundown motel with a room, Apartment 3C, that leaked footage shows decked out with blood-splattered walls and a chainsaw sitting in the bathtub. Anyone who has seen the movie Scarface already knows exactly what scene that's replaying. It's not confirmed as a mission yet, just a background detail, but surely Rockstar doesn't hide references like that by accident. Somewhere nearby, a mansion sits marked as a historical site, with a portrait hanging in the lobby of a guy who ran this city decades before Jason and Lucia ever showed up. Tommy Vercetti isn't playable this time. Trailer footage also leans hard into social media satire, with in-game posts mocking influencer culture. Head south to the Leonida Keys, and the whole vibe shifts from neon nightlife to tropical getaway. This is boat chase country, islands connected by water instead of roads, and reportedly Jason's own apartment sitting right in the middle of it as a starting point for the story. But the real secret here isn't on the surface. It's underwater, Leaked footage shows Rockstar building out full underwater exploration, and fans digging through the clips claim there's a crashed alien spacecraft buried in the seabed off the northern coast. Nothing official yet, just theory built from trailer scraps, but if it's real, you'd need scuba gear and a boat just to find it. And that's not even the strangest thing people claim is down there. Some players say there's a skunk ape, GTA's version of Bigfoot, prowling the same underwater zone near the ocean floor, impossible to shoot, impossible to catch, only good for a blurry photo before it despawns and vanishes like it was never there. Whether that turns out to be a real collectible or just a rumor that got out of hand, one thing is clear. Rockstar wants players diving instead of just driving this time around. North of the Keys, the map turns dangerous in a different way. Grass rivers are wetlands, swamp, and mangrove mazes. Kayaking looks like a legit mechanic here, and the leaks suggest snakes, gators, and toxic runoff make this zone as much a survival test as a crime scene. Snipe from the reeds, evade what's hunting you back, and get out before the swamp decides you're not leaving. The leaks suggest Rockstar built an entire ecosystem here just to make sure the swamp fights back. Port Gellhorn feels like the opposite of Vice City's shine. Faded docks, rusted warehouses, the kind of place that used to matter and doesn't anymore. That makes it prime territory for smuggling, undercover deals, and the type of job that needs a location nobody's watching. If Vice City is where the Empire gets flashy, Port Gellhorn is where the Empire gets built quietly, one shipment at a time. This is where the real OGs of Leonida probably operate, far from the tourists and the neon, running the cash through the cracks nobody else is watching. Ambrosia is where things get industrial and, according to the leaks, genuinely strange. Factories dominate the skyline, and rumors point to hidden labs tucked inside them, the kind of setup that screams drug operation waiting to be discovered. This region is also confirmed as home turf for the final chapter MC, a biker gang running canyon roads that cut through the area. But there are crop circles carved into the sugarcane fields outside town. Weird symbols, clearly deliberate, and those same symbols reportedly match drawings found somewhere else entirely, hundreds of miles north. That brings us to Mount Calaga, sitting up at the northern border of Leonida, and it might be the wildest region on the whole map. It's raw terrain, mountains, dense forest, and canyon roads that leaks suggest are actually dangerous to drive, forcing players toward ATVs and dirt bikes instead of regular cars. Reports point to dynamic flooding and wildfire warnings, meaning the environment itself might turn hostile depending on weather. Hidden lodges are rumored to sit tucked under bridges and buried in the tree line, the kind of spot you'd only find by actually exploring instead of following a marker. There's a mountain lion stalking the woods, a muddy underground event called the Thrillbilly Mud Club drawing crowds, and somewhere in this region, an observatory. That observatory reportedly holds drawings matching the crop circles down in Ambrosia, and according to community reports, a UFO appears in the sky above Mount Calaga at 3 in the morning during a storm, but only after hitting 100% completion on your profile. 3 separate regions, 3 separate details, one thread connecting all of them. That's probably not an accident. Consider this a warning shot, though. None of it is confirmed by Rockstar directly. It's leaks, trailer breakdowns, and community theory stacked on top of each other. But when 3 unrelated leaks all point at the same skywatching mystery, players might want to start planning their route. License plates spotted in trailers reference something called Gloriana, a name that doesn't match any of the 6 confirmed regions. Nobody knows yet if it's a real, playable piece of the map or just world-building flavor. Keep that name in your back pocket, because it might matter a lot more after launch. Whether that means a future expansion, a border state you can glimpse but never enter, or something Rockstar is saving for a surprise down the road. Add it all up, and Leonida stops looking like a map and starts looking like a puzzle Rockstar built on purpose. 6 regions, each with its own heat, its own hustle, and its own secrets, and a mystery running underneath all of it, connecting the swamp to the mountains to the ocean floor. No other open world has ever launched with this much already uncovered before players even got a controller in hand. Everything you just watched came from one person doing exactly what that GTA Forums crew did back in 2011, pausing trailers frame by frame, cross-referencing leaks, turning scattered clues into a story worth sitting through. That's not luck, but skill. And with GTA 6 about to be the biggest gaming event in years, it's a skill that's quietly worth real money right now. That's the whole engine behind Trevor Explains. It's not one channel, but a system we run across several, building faceless YouTube channels from scratch and actually getting paid for it. So if a breakdown like this one held you all the way to the end, part of you is probably already wondering if you could make one too. You can. We package the exact process, how to pick the niche, structure the script, set the channel up, and turn the views into income into a starter blueprint. Not the overnight AI filler flooding the space right now. The real thing, from people who actually live off this, links in the description and pinned comment, or just scan the QR on screen. Go build yours before the rest of the internet wakes up on launch day. If that's for you, you can check it out. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.